everyone, and happy Sunday. No, excuse me, correction. Happy AOT Day, because that is what it is. It's your girl, Miss Nada. I have Naturally Geeky here with me.
Hey everyone, happy AOT Day.
And we are here to discuss what we have just witnessed with what's the episode? Episode 9, which is Brave Volunteers, right?
Yep.
So, sorry about missing last week, y'all. Life happens. Sometimes, it jumps in the way. Do you want to do a quick, you want to give feedback on your opinion about last week's episode, then go right into this one, or we want to?
Yeah, we could do that because I feel like we need to let them know.
Let them know.
Episode what? Season 4, episode 8 of last week, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that I was up and down that episode. Like I was frustrated. I was grabbed by the screen, Gabby. Like, then we got Sasha. Even though I said that might have happened, I didn't know it was gonna hit me like it was gonna hit me.
You did. When I said somebody's gonna, if y'all recall in my early videos, I said somebody's gonna die soon, and I threw out who I thought it might be, and she was like, "It can't be my boy Levi. It can't be Levi. It can't be Mikasa. It can't be them. Everybody else is expendable." And then she even said Sasha is what you said, and I was like, so Sasha can do it. She was like, "Hey, Sasha can go. It don't matter." Sasha dies, and my eyes they just got a little moist. I was a little sad because everybody else's response to it though. Like,
yeah,
kind of took me, even though I knew it was well, not her per se, but I knew somebody was gonna die. I thought it would be one of those other unknown people, that those faces that we just got introduced to this season as part of like the scout team. So for it to be Sasha was a little jarring, and to see how upset that Mikasa, like, I don't think I ever seen her cry.
I don't think so either. Like that shot when her and Armin were over, that got me. That sent me. I was like, it got me in my heart. Like, dang. I was like,
and then it almost overshadowed a very important detail from last week. Eren is a prisoner of war now.
Yeah, did you see they literally had him, like, I was like, what? Wow, like this was your comrade, your compadre a few episodes back, and then we doing this now? Like,
obviously Eren and Zeke followed the plan, right? Because Zeke was in on the plan. They had Zeke, he was smoking, you know what I'm saying? No legs, no arms, whatever it's gonna be. He's like, it is what it is. And then you got Eren, who I was like, what happened here? But we knew that Eren might have been acting as a lone agent. You know what I mean? Like by himself, just out there kind of doing it. And so obviously they confirmed it, because Levi was like, you got a very kickable face. I want to kick you in the face.
I love Levi. He be having
it was all good just 4 years ago. What happened?
Yeah, like, and that's those cracks in that trust is starting to show. Like, it's every episode. It's like we doing this. I feel like their bond. Seasons 1 to 3 were all about them being a united front. Like their path was always together. And this season, it's kind of like showing again. Like I said on mine, like those cracks are showing and there's trust are being broken. And it's just like, it's something new. I have to get used to this because I'm just so used to them, like, always having each other's back, kind of like, we going as a team. But now it's just like, dang, like,
I will say the one good thing is that the one good thing about us missing last week's video and recording is that we're able to kind of talk about these two together, because this episode helped explain a little bit about last episode, about why, Eren and Zeke may have enacted their plan without everybody being on the same page at the same time. But before we get there, I do want to draw our attention back to last week, because Gabby and Falco caught those hands. Those scouts jumped on them. They were like, we don't care if y'all are preteens.
right.
These hands and these and they mollywopped their ass in that in the airship. I was like, damn, they really getting in the business. Like, they working them. They getting 2 piece, 3 piece, 4 pieces, and dry ass business on the side. Like, ain't nobody gonna stop it. Nobody was gonna stop it. They whooped them. I mean,
they whooped it. Like, they got beat the hell up. And it really annoyed me when I seen that scout fall down, and Gabby turned. I was like, really? I was just like, she really gonna get like? I was
I
like,
thought
oh my god. So
she was gonna get another one. I was like, damn, she gonna take out two people. Like Gabby's gonna be able to take out two scouts after they did all this like amazing stuff where they just came in like ransacked the city and getting away scot free. You mean to tell me that Gabby, who I'm if I had to guess, I'm gonna say Gabby's what 12, maybe
yeah,
13.
I'm gonna say that like 12, 13. Yeah.
You tell me you got these trained warriors who anyway. Anything else you want to say about last week before we move into this week and get on to the good stuff?
No, that's that. Just I was she on my top of my list. I want her gone. That's it. That's all I got.
I know one person who may disagree with us is probably gonna be Eric Meekins. He was very vocal on Twitter this week. He was saying like, "Why y'all coming for Gabby? Like, if it was tables were turned, y'all, Gabby would be a hero, but tables ain't turned right now.
No.
Tables ain't turned right now, Meekins. Gabby done shot one of ours, one that we have known and loved since the beginning of the series. You know what I'm saying? So I
Eric,
have
I
no.
love for Gabby.
I'm just
Oh
saying,
Lord.
I think he was playing devil's advocate. Maybe
Oh,
wish
okay.
he was here. I wish he was here to defend himself. And Meekins, feel free to, if I'm wrong, correct me because you're
Please,
gonna.
I got it. Please
But
down in the comments. Please, Eric,
yeah,
because I need this. I need this explanation.
I saw that and I was like, what? We defended Gabby? Nah, we don't do that here.
You
We
ain't
don't
do
do
it.
that around here. Nah, we
No.
ain't. She can kick rocks or get
Yeah,
kicked.
she ain't getting nothing from me. None.
So this week, was Brave Volunteers gave us a little background on how this whole plan came to be. And for just a second, I was confused because it started in the past and then it came to present time. So I was like, wait, who's this running up on the island? And is this really Paradise Island? Because last time I saw, they were headed back home. Have they already made it back home?
Mhm.
And so I was a little confused, but we see how the whole plan to like ransack and take Marley, how that all came to be. You
Okay.
want to give a little background on that since
Yeah. So basically, they just let us know how they were came to be, and how they were able to get those Marley people. And I was a little confused. Like she said, I was confused at beginning of what part of that 3 years going back was it, and also like some of the characters, like Armin, like I was so confused. I think the girl's name is it Yellen or something like that.
Yelena,
Elena or something like
who looks
exactly.
very much like Armin, looks like his sister. Confused.
Yeah, it confused the heck out of me. So I had to I was trying to get that going in my brain and also trying to, go where the episode was taking us. But I believe they're using the same voice actor because every time she speak and he speak, they have a female voice actor for Armin. Don't tell me different, but it's a female. That's where it's confusing me. But yeah, but I like that they gave us that backstory because it kind of, if they would have done it like in order of how the episodes went, I wouldn't have liked it. But I liked how it's taking us back and it's trying to explain how it kind of led up to that. And yeah, I liked Hanji, how she was just straightforward and like she grabbed Nicolo or whatever his name is. And I really love her character. And I'm glad she's back. And I'm glad we're getting another episode of her because she is one of the greatest, one of the best characters in this whole show, I believe too. So yeah, I was just happy, but I'm glad they explained it. They kind of went back and forth. I think it's gonna catch a little bit everybody off guard in that first maybe like 5 or 10 minutes because they're gonna catch on. But yeah, I think it was needed. Again, like you said when we were talking about it earlier, we need an episode like this because again, last episode, whew, heart population. But
Yeah,
yeah,
this is like a reset, kind of a everybody calm down. Like we had that action for like what 2, 3 episodes of just like boom,
yeah,
boom, boom, and then you have this is kind of like okay, now we're gonna give you some story. We're gonna get everybody get your heart rates calm down, and it almost makes you feel like something bigger is coming, obviously.
yeah,
So it's like that little false lull that you have in between where you can catch your breath, and then you get back out there and
yeah.
get on it. Hanji was she was up and down for me this episode, but only because that was like Hanji from 3 or 4 years ago, and then Hanji from today.
From
Because
today.
when she grabbed Nicola, Like she was very confident, right? And that's what kind of made me laugh a little bit. She was very confident, like, we got this guy. You sure you want to land? Y'all don't want to talk to us? Like tea time, like she kind of had all the power. And then when the dude pulled the gun out, Hanji was like, "Uh oh, what we gonna do?"
Yeah.
And then of course
It,
the money like, pops the general, the captain, whatever, and everything's like, okay, so we had the power again. She was kind of up and down just a little bit in the beginning of the episode, and I was like, Hanji's being crazy again because she has moments she gets a little crazy.
she does. And I like that you pointed that out because there has been a little difference of I think I don't know about her tone or the way she's been acting, but kind of like it's a little bit up on the desperate, not a desperation, but kind of like desperation. Other than last seasons, it was kind of like confidence, but it wasn't as desperate. I don't know. It was a little bit like you said, a little bit different from the Haji that we normally see. But yeah, I liked it still. But I'm glad that she's back and then we get to see her because she's a very mastermind. I believe so.
She is. She is. So we learned that these were Marleyan troops by force. They were forced. They got captured by Marley. They were from another country that was fighting Marley, I think, and they forced them to be in their war in their army, whatever. So they were ready to rise up anyway. It was an insurrection waiting to happen. An opportunity presented itself once they got over to Paradise Island, and basically they were like, "We're gonna switch sides." You know what I'm saying? We here to free all Eldians, and we find out that Zeke is a part of the master plan.
Yeah.
For everything that's gonna happen. And so at that moment when I found out, they were like, he was our God. He was our way to help. He was our way out of this servitude that we had to the Marleyans and our way to free all Eldians all over the world. So they were like, yeah, we were coming up, running up on your shore, but we were always gonna switch sides anyway. And then, they brought all this knowledge of technology that the scouts didn't have. Hanji was blown away by, how the weapons worked. Um, but when they first initially say, like Zeke is the guy, he's gonna be, he laid out his demands of how he wanted them to help him. And
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't. That's what threw me off. Like obviously, last episode we saw that Zeke was kind of in on it. We knew that,
Yeah.
but it threw me off because like Zeke, you were like decimating the Eldians over there before. Like, what happened?
Exactly. That's why I can't fully trust him or even like take his he says to the forefront or believe it because I mean you just doing like the most on the other side and all of a sudden you want me to believe that you're gonna be doing it for us. Like, come on. Like
Yeah.
Zeke, I don't believe it till I see it. Like you know what I mean?
Which made me very happy when Hanji was revealing the proposal to the
Hmm.
Elder Council, how they were like, nah, this is BS. We don't believe it. Like he just like killed all these people. He was throwing rocks at us. You know what I'm saying? He
Yeah.
converted all those people in that what was the city? Starts with an R on the
Uh
island.
yeah, they said I can't remember, but
So he,
yeah.
converted them to Titans. You know what I'm saying? So they were, went over there and caused all that chaos. Like, how can we trust him? So, they made very, very good points.
Yeah.
Obviously, we already know from the episodes prior to that they ended up following his plan, probably unwillingly, because
Yeah.
everyone kind of jumped in and he was like, "Let's do it." So, it was
And of
interesting.
course he would demand and say, only reason I'm gonna tell you guys anything is if you meet my conditions. Like that's just right on him. Like again, we're not giving all the cards. He never gives all the cards in his chest. Like he's always holding something and I just I don't know. He unsettles me a lot.
Yeah, well, I'm tell you who he doesn't unsell is Levi. Levi's like, I'm gonna kill you. It's just a matter of when I kill you. He's like, what I'm saying? We can see this little plan through and see what happens, but I'm gonna kill you. You're gonna die. Which
I
makes me
love
wonder if Levi, if is everyone aware that they can only be Titan for 13 years? Like, does he know that Zeke only has a few years left? Like, I
I
think Zeke might be at the end of his tenure
yeah.
anyway. He's gonna die.
Mhm. Yeah.
I wonder if Levi knew that, what I'm saying? Because he keeps saying, like, you're gonna die, I'm gonna kill you.
Yeah, I
But
think he knows for sure.
okay.
Yeah, I think he knows for sure, and I think he wants his last moment to be him taking him out, and I'm okay with that. I'm okay. Sign me up. I'm watching it. I'm there.
I'm not
I'm
because
there.
I don't trust Zeke. I feel like, I feel like I'm telling you, man, he's got something else up his sleeve. I don't know what it could be, and maybe I'm being paranoid, but the guy's already proved to be a double agent. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? So what's the problem of switching one more time? You know what I mean? Like Aaron, and then we see Aaron is in a cell. You know what I'm saying? And by the end of it, he sounded very much like Reiner
Right?
when he
I'm
said
glad you said that.
he said fight. He said we
Mhm.
fight. He said we have to fight. And I was like, oh, is this a Reiner thing where he's in too deep now? But he can't be in deep because he's always been on the same side. I,
I,
I feel like, that that line was purposefully put there,
mhm.
to remind us of Reiner. I'm not entirely certain why, because we don't read the manga, so we don't exactly know.
We
But
don't know.
we do meet we met him at the very first scene, but we see Nicola or Nicolo,
I
whatever the
think
chef.
Nick. Yeah, Nick.
Nicolo Nick, we'll call him Nick. Nick the chef. And we see that he cared very much for Sasha.
Yeah, because he was the
And we
chef, and you know her and her meats.
and she loved they were introduced to seafood for the first time.
Hmm.
They brought the knowledge of seafood, and Sasha doing what Sasha does, eats all the meat with both hands.
That was definitely fan service. I think they really wanted to, plug her back in. It was good to see her, but yeah, definitely they wanted to.
Yeah, it threw me when I first saw. I was like, "Wait a minute, you dead?" But then I realized it was a time jump, and I was like, "Oh, okay, here we go."
Oh yeah,
Yeah, yeah. But yeah. So we get to see Sasha. We get to see how her and Nick, or how that relationship, or whatever it was, because it was seems very formal, but he seems
yeah,
very upset by her dying. Like, and that's the one thing that when I first started watching Attack on Titan, if I can be frank, the one thing that would catch me off guard is how quickly people form like bonds with each other.
bonds with each other. Yeah,
And
that
it's
is
like
very
how intense it is. Like, you saw, I mean, Mikasa and Armin crying over Sasha, and Aaron cried over as well. That was the first time we really see him crack from this like cool facade that he had.
yeah.
Yeah, because they joined the service together as children, so they grew up together.
So
And
yeah, that bond's gonna be there.
yeah, and Nicola seemed very upset. I mean, he allowed himself to get beat up at her graveside. You know what I'm saying? By that alien guy who like laid hands on him. He was like, "Yeah, you one of those filthy Marleyans that came over." And he's like, "I'm a prisoner of war," and he like beat the dude up. Dude was already grieving, obviously. He's at Sasha's gravesite trying to get himself together, and the dude like come puts hands on him.
Yeah,
So I was like, well, how did he create such a strong bond with her? But I think it may have been more out of guilt than anything else. I'm assuming is why he
true.
reacted so strongly to it. I don't know. What are your thoughts on that?
I think with Sasha, sometimes it has to be with fan service. She is liked about through the fans a lot.
Yeah.
Um, and I feel like sometimes they do give her stuff and put her in there because of that. But I mean, she's part of the squad as well. But I see on there. I didn't. I like you said it was kind of just thrown out there. I don't feel like it was built. Obviously, we just met him anyways. But I
Mhm.
didn't see that really how he could have been so shooken up from being with this girl and she just eating her food, eating his food. But I mean,
And this is
uh,
my other question. So was Nick on the airship? Was he one of the? I,
see,
I
that's what I'm confused too. Is how when did they where did they grab him? Because it was supposed to be 3 years earlier, correct?
well, they got him off the boat. Remember when the ship
Yeah,
docked?
the boat. Yeah,
Oh,
okay, now
at what point they grabbed him? Okay, I got you. I think
yeah,
maybe they sent like those scout. Maybe they sent a scout boat up on the shore before they sent the bigger ship, and maybe that's how they snatched him up, and he was already a prisoner of war. But my question, because he had such a strong reaction to Sasha dying, is was he there with them on the airship? Was he one of the? Is he now part of the scout team? And was he on the airship? Because I thought I saw his face, but it could just be like similar drawings. I may be getting them confused, but I thought he was on the airship when
previously, right?
yeah, yeah. So I was like, is that him?
Yeah,
I said, is that
I
him?
was thinking the same thing.
I don't know.
Because I even when I saw, I'm like, didn't we saw him before? I don't know where. We seen him previously. Maybe somebody in the chat can let us know. But yeah, I thought for sure we saw him, but I don't know where. But he's definitely been on one of the episodes. Had to, it
Yeah.
had been maybe previous one.
And it makes me wonder if we've seen Yelena, if she was actually. Now I can't tell if Yelena was there when they went back to Marley. I can't tell if she was the guard now. I was pretty confident that it was Armin because I feel like I saw him take that beard off. But now I can't tell if it's him or Yelena. Like,
Either.
I don't know. I don't even know if that's intentional, but that's where I am right now. Like, I'm confused about who is who at this point. The only person I know is Mikasa and Aaron and Levi. I know who they are. I'm not confused about anybody else. But everybody else in the episode's got a doppelganger. Like, it's really confusing the hell out of me.
Thank you for saying this because I've been dealing with that. I'm like, what the heck is going on? I need them to distinguish them some type of way because I be confused, especially this episode. I was, yeah, her and Armin. I was like, but who is who? Who are you?
And who was
Because
with
when
like were
yeah,
you back there with them? Like, I mean, are y'all were y'all on the airship? Like, I can't tell. And then we get back and we see uh oh god, what's his name? The general. Starts with a P.
what's, we said his name 2 weeks ago. What is his name?
The elderly general with the bald head, either way.
Oh,
And
Pixis.
him. So
Pixis.
we see that they have the brave volunteers because I mean those that's what they did. Those were Marleyan soldiers for all we knew, and they stepped up and said, "We're not, we're going to step up, stand against the Marleyans. We're going to it's going to be an insurgents from the inside." And they're the brave volunteers that I believe that the title of the episode is referring to because they brought all this information to the scouts and said, "Hey, this is the kind of technology they have. This is how the war is going. Marley is fighting with everybody." Then the real reason why Marley hadn't come to Paradise Island is because they're too busy fighting everybody else.
Fighting everybody else.
But they were able to kind of help them formulate a plan. They learned about stuff. They learned about how the trains work. You know what I'm saying? The whole thing that set up their attack on Marley or Liberia came from these brave volunteers. We even get to see the pilot, the airship pilot, the one black guy that we saw last episode.
Yeah.
We see where he came from. We see where they picked him up from, and they asked him because they hadn't seen anyone outside their walls, and they were like, "Why is your skin dark?" And he was like, "Because God said it's a variety." Period.
Right.
And it's Black History Month, so I can appreciate them throwing the brother.
Yeah.
Just saying. So
That I tell you,
that was kind of startling to me too, because I knew that they didn't have much experience outside the walls, but and it made me realize that everybody inside the walls is the same complexion.
Same complexion. Same.
Even though some look slightly Asian and some look more European, but I also didn't realize that they hadn't seen people of color.
They haven't.
So that was
I love that part. I really love that part. I was laughing my ass off when he said that. I'm like, spit them knowledge and those facts to him. Like he really did do his thing. But yeah,
he talked about not an outside religion, but he brought in the aspect of God. Like, because what we're introduced to is like Ymir. Oh yeah, Ymir.
Yeah.
So we're introduced to her being kind of like the end all be all, but she, there's another God that created her, and he's like, I mean, but you can believe what you want to believe is what he says. And he said that's the beauty of it, is that we have the freedom to choose what we want to believe. So I really appreciate his character. I feel like he brought some much needed information to them and to me, because like I didn't realize at that point that they had not been exposed to any people of color throughout the previous 3 years. So that was 3 seasons. So that was interesting.
It was refreshing, not to say just because of it, but it was a different to have somebody from completely outside and try to explain to them, and then they just be bewildered of and it was refreshing to see, and it was nice. It was different. It was nice
and good to see that he's still alive right now. I mean, as of because you know how it goes, you know how it is. You know how it is in any kind of sci-fi film, movie, cartoon, whatever it's gonna be. We the first one that like I'm just saying, we the first one that died. You know what I'm saying? So it was good to see that the brother that made it because he came over there 3-4 years ago with them and ingratiated himself. You know what I'm saying? He was the pilot on the airship that flew them back because they didn't know anything about airships. or anything. Because Levi had to check Hanji when she was acting like a country bumpkin. You know what I'm saying? Because they were trying to tell, they were trying to tell about like all this technology. We can attack from the air. We got airships. We got this, and she's like, and Levi's like, be cool. Be weak.
Yeah, like slow down.
Yeah. So now we get to see where he came from because you made mention last time we spoke. You like, where this dude come from? So now
I was like, what? I know I seen it. I was like, nah, I seen a fade on the airship. I seen it.
and as of the end of the episode, even though they were surrounded by the Eldian guards and they all had weapons on them, they still appear to be okay.
Yeah.
Because he's like, well, we're just being cautious right now because they don't trust Zeke, and I don't blame them. So they're like, we trying to see how it's gonna play out. So y'all got to bear with us because we don't trust y'all either. And that's real.
That's realistic. I mean, these are times where people again flip flopping, and they gotta make sure that they don't keep their guard down because I mean anybody at any time can show up now. Again, Paradise Island is where people are headed. They have a target on their back now. They made it known that they're the ones having all the power. So now it's going to be a problem. So they really got to watch out. They got to really watch their backs, and every step they move now is really going to be important. And I wonder what they're going to do next because
the war is coming to them now.
It's coming to them, and I mean,
I don't know. What do you think is going to happen?
I really don't know. They have Aaron. They have these new volunteers.
Aaron is a prisoner of war.
But
he'll still fight with them because he's still cause. But like, and really, is he okay? Is he really a prisoner of war? I mean, I know they haven't physically locked up, but are y'all really gonna like throw away your attack titan? Like,
he's not.
So how long y'all gonna leave the man locked up? You know what I mean? Because Aaron,
how long he gonna keep himself locked up? Because also he's allowing them. Because if he wanted to, he can break out of them. Let's be honest. He's allowing them to keep him there. Like,
yeah, he's saying, you know what? I did go behind y'all back. You know what I'm saying? So I do deserve whatever little what y'all want to dish out. So you know what? I'll take it. I'll take it, whatever. He said, but I can get out here anytime I want to because they're gonna need him in the upcoming battle. They're gonna need him. They're gonna need Zeke, I guess. I don't know if they can trust him though. Like you put Zeke on the battlefield, who's to say he don't turn against you in the middle of a battle? You know what I'm saying? But I'd be interested to see like who comes next because all we know is that they're back home on Paradise Island. Everybody's coming to them now because now they look. I believe it was Armin that said we become the devils to the world, and everybody hates us. So now everybody knows what they're capable of. They kind of lived up to the story that the Tybers were telling about. These are devils over there, and we got to eradicate them. They kind of said, well, let's be the devils of the story. You know what I mean? They came and they wiped. They wiped out Marley. They did Liberia. They did their thing over there, but now the public sees them as like public enemy number one, so they're coming in. So I'm just curious as to like, are the Marleyans gonna like regroup and join these people that they were just fighting? They come, and fight against people at Paradise Island because we have a common enemy, or are they gonna come like a country at a time and then they're gonna pick them off? You know what I mean? Because they still use those what they call the regular Titans. Just regular Titans, I guess.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, they still use those, so they have
security. So they have that to keep them from advancing too far in. But like, what do you do if 5 nations come together? You know what I mean?
I think that might be what's gonna happen. I feel like Marley can't do it on their own. They're exhausted. Their resources are down low. Again, their Navy ships, all that stuff is down. There's the only thing they can do is ask for help. I know that that's what they were trying to do in the first place when they had that with Willie and everything. But yeah, I definitely believe like they're gonna be joining and getting some reinforcements other places. Cause I mean, what else is the world gonna do? But they're not gonna sit around and just let Paradise Island do now whatever they want. They're gonna come back full force
because they're afraid if they did it to Liberia, they can do it to anybody.
Yep, exactly. So,
which also brings to mind like, would they do that to somebody else? Like, what do we really know? For those who aren't familiar with the literature on Attack on Titan, like, are they just saying we just wanted to clear our name in this situation that we got going on with this particular group of people, but now we kind of been drawn into this world war, or the world war is coming to us? Like, were they gonna go out and seek other lands? You know what I mean? Because they went on up, they learned about the ocean last year
Yep.
or last season. You know, mixed up. They learned about the ocean last season. They learned about the technology and all that other stuff. So like,
We
what?
could they could do the same thing.
Yeah, where does it end? Like, at what point they say, okay, now we're cool, we just gonna stay on Paradise Island, or do they want to leave? Like, they don't have to stay now. They
They
learn
don't.
like some of the truths about what's going on. They don't have to stay, but now it's about, can they truly venture out into the world?
That's a good point that you bring that up. Like, why do they? I know it's their homeland or whatever, like Paradise Island, but why do they continue to stay there? Like, you know what I mean? Like you said, they could possibly branch. I know it's for the story, but
Yeah,
why
I mean,
don't
there's a seat of power there because they have Historia,
Historia
so
and
they
pick
do have a seat
all
of
them?
power there. They do have a monarchy in place now, so it's its own free country. Because before, it was under the thumb of Rob, Rob,
Yeah,
whatever his name is. I can't.
I can't
God,
remember his name
I
either,
don't
but
know
yeah.
why I forget these people's names so quickly. Like,
Well,
but
we really haven't talked about him in a while, so that could be the reason too. Because
could be. But like, everything was a lie. You know what I mean? So now the truth is out. They understand their origins. They understand there's a whole another world out there because they thought they were the only people left in the world. So I guess you're right. They stay by choice. But right now they got to stay because the war is coming.
yeah,
I don't know how this is going to end. I'm curious to see how it's going to end. I have no idea. I mean, like, I know that war is coming. That's all I know, and I have no idea about what's going to happen. None, and I'm okay with it.
yeah, I'm okay with that too. I feel like 2 episodes ago, I didn't think we would be at this point, but I like where it's going. The unknown is
Hmm.
it's inviting. It makes me want to watch again more because I mean anything can go down because it's war, and also now we know casualties are coming. Sasha's gone. I think they're gonna come steadily as we go. Maybe episode. I don't think it's gonna be just one episode. Everybody gonna die. I don't think that. I definitely feel like we're gonna get some more coming along. And yeah,
So, do you think more fan favorites going to get picked up by random soldiers now?
not Renaissance. No.
I mean, they're gonna be random. They're gonna now we got
No,
people.
well, yeah, because like, I think Rhina about to get somebody. Rhina's gonna get one. Definitely, maybe one of them.
I
But
feel like
yeah,
Ryan's beef is with Aaron. Like, I feel like it's gonna be Reiner and Aaron, just like
you think so? I
Zeke and Levi, right? Is Zeke and Levi, that's just some kind of way, something's gonna happen with those two, whether in Titan form or human form. Something's gonna happen with Zeke and Levi that we're probably not gonna be ready for. So, Geeky, get yourself together.
don't know
Um,
because they
and
keep hyping Levi up, and that makes me scared.
I feel like Reiner's coming. Reiner, whatever. Reiner is coming for Aaron. That's like unfinished business. You know what I mean? Like, they fought what, twice now, 2 or 3 times now. Like, the first time he was giving Aaron that work because when they were back on Paradise Island,
Yeah.
because Aaron really didn't know how to control his Titan. And then Aaron goes over to Liberia. You know what I'm saying? Reiner's already lost the will to live. Aaron's been
Mm-hmm.
playing the long game over there. You know what I'm saying? Caught him by surprise.
Correct.
And I mean, the only reason Reiner really rose the fight is because Gabby and Falco wouldn't shut up about it.
It was
You
it.
know, he had pretty much given up on the whole thing.
Yeah, he like, can y'all just shut up?
He saved the Jaw Titan, but so we got the Jaw Titan, I think, right? Still alive.
Yeah, I think
And,
him and what's the name of
right.
that?
We got
Peak,
Reiner and the Jaw Titan. I think that's it, right?
did Peak die?
Oh wait, she was still smoking, so I guess she was hit.
Yeah, she might be okay. I
But
think those are only 3 left they got. That's only 3. Yeah.
so it'll
Mm,
be, it'll be interesting. Aaron was able to eat or drink the blood of uh, Willie's sister, who was a royal, right?
yeah.
I think, and one of the founder titans, the Warhammer Titan.
Yep.
So we now have the Attack Titan and Warhammer Titan all in one. Um, I don't know, man. I have no idea. I mean, if there's only 3 more Titans that are coming their way, I feel like they can handle them pretty easily. But I also feel like the show isn't gonna make it that easy.
It's not. It's definitely not. It's either
And
something's
to wipe
going
them out,
to.
I feel like they should be able to wipe them out fairly easy if they even show up. But for drama's sake, it's not gonna happen. It's probably gonna piss me off. I think is what's gonna happen. Like if the
There's gonna
Dolphins
be
gets behind the defense in some kind of way and like takes out somebody that we care about, I'd be like, they should have just killed him back in Liberia. Like he should have been dead. Like why was he allowed to live? But it is what it is. I'm just excited about what's coming. You know what I mean? Is there anything that you want to see happen next episode? Because all we know is what's coming. That's all we know.
I mean, I feel like everybody wants. I need y'all to do something with Gabby, because I feel like she. Did you see her on that bed?
She's still. First of all, Gabby's still pissed. Even in a prison cell, Gabby's like Aaron Yeager. Sole focus is Aaron Yeager, so she's gonna find. You know what? No, I'm not gonna say that.
Don't say it. On my video, I said she reminded me of from Game of Thrones, Arya. Remember how she used to say the names of who she would kill?
And we knew how that worked out at the very end. We know what happened at the end of that. If she,
I know.
I'm not.
I know. Let's not even go there, because if they do that, bro, I'm right, and I'm. Where's the headquarters of AOT?
We'll find it. I'm gonna throw the whole damn series away. I'm like, really? All of this, and Gabby's the one that's gonna get the shine at the end.
Don't do
I really don't even know why, because at this point they've shown that they will kill anybody regardless of their age. I'm not sure why Gabby and Falco are still alive. Like, I'm assuming they want to get information from them, but they know they were just warriors in training. They were treated like lowlies, you know what I'm saying? So like, what do they know, and why are they still alive?
Yeah, and somebody would point out to me that there's a similarity between them two and Mikasa and Aaron. And how, they were started young and they grew up within the scout, the scout and the regiment, all that. And I'm like, yeah, but still, that's two different characters, two different set of characters, totally different.
Well, I guess I can see that because Gabby will be Aaron with that single-minded focus, and Falco's not really like Mikasa was just like, she's sworn to protect Aaron no matter what. Falco is like, I can't let you live this life. I'm gonna take the Titan. This and that. So he's just really trying to prevent her from going too far. And very loosely, I can see how it kind of relates to Aaron and Mika's relationship as they were growing up.
Yeah.
Well, any final thoughts before we wrap this up?
I'm just excited. I'm really excited about next week. Yeah. I think they're gonna bring back a little bit more action, obviously. Even if we do get some action, I'm ready. But this season has been top tier. Like this season has been really good, and I appreciate AOT for really giving us good content. Like, thank you. I can't say anything else. Like, it's good.
Well, nothing else for me to say after that. So thank y'all once again for tuning in to watch Geek and I kind of fangirl over this episode and a little bit about last episode. Don't forget to check Geeky out on her channel. You want to plug your channel?
Yes, guys. It's Naturally Geeky. Again, I do reactions. If you guys are interested, go to check it out. And I'm just over here at the window. We talking that AOT talking. I love it every week.
Miss Nada, you can catch me sometimes on the Hive. You can catch me sometimes on the web. Just wherever the widow needs me is where I'll be. So thank y'all once again. I hope y'all enjoyed it. Yeah, that's all I got. So peace out, y'all.
Bye.